Sefer Shemos is put together of 3 parts. The first 4 Parshas discuss the Jews' exile and redemption from Egypt. The next 2 Parshas discuss the Jews receiving the Torah on Mount Sinai. And the last 5 Parshas discuss the building of the Mishkan and its utensils. The Ramban explains that Sefer Shemos is called Sefer HaGolus VaGeula, the Sefer of exile and redemption. And even though only the first part of Sefer Shemos talks about the physical aspect of the exile and redemption, still the whole Sefer Shemos is called Sefer HaGolus VaGeula, because true redemption isn't just about leaving the physical borders of Egypt, but rather it's about exalting to the levels of our forefathers, who God's divine presence rested on their tents. And that only came after we received the Torah on Mount Sinai, and God told us to build him a Mishkan, to build him a home, that he could rest his divine presence. Only then were we truly redeemed. Because redemption isn't just about the body, but it's also about the soul. My Rebbe Rav Asher Weiss adds, there's a disagreement between Rav and Shmuel. What do our sages mean when they say that we should start with disgrace and we should end with praise? Rav says it means the physical slavery, avodim yinu. That's the disgrace. And the praise is that you took us out from slavery to freedom. Shmuel, on the other hand, says it means about the spiritual part, that we were serving idols in Egypt, and then we got close to God, and we got the Torah, and God's divine presence rested in us. There are standard rules of when we follow halacha like Rav, and when we go like Shmuel. But over here, the Rambam tells us that the halacha is like both of them, and that's what we do. Pesach night, we say both of them. We say avodim yinu, and we say b'tchila avdei avodah zarah aveseinu. Why? Explains Rav Asher Weiss. Because we're thanking Hashem for both, because they're both true. The redemption, the physical redemption, the first 4 Parshas in Sefer Shemos, that Hashem took us out of Egypt. That was the physical redemption. But as the Ramban explains to us, that's not enough to be considered redeemed. Rather, to be considered redeemed, we have to rise to the levels of our forefathers to return to what we were. And that's with the receiving of the Torah. And that's with God's dwelling amongst us. The spiritual dwelling. And that's why we're thanking Hashem on Pesach for redeeming us. Not just the physical part, but also the spiritual part. And our tefillah to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is once again, take us out of this exile that we're currently in, of physical redemption, but also, and even more so, a spiritual redemption. Rest your divine presence amongst us. Bring us closer to you. Just like you did for our forefathers when they left Egypt. Have a great Shabbos.